Hey everybody, it's Matty B here. This week's video was all about how to paint a white scars Space Marine. I did make some mistakes along the way, but you will see in the video, but I've included them because I think it's important for if you are going to make a mistake, don't throw it out the bin, throw it out the bin, throw it in the bin, but actually just continue with it and see what happens. Let me know what you think, how it turns out. I'll be really interested. But yeah, let's begin. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to have to get your model, prime it first in black, and then give it a heavy prime in white. So this is a little bit more than a zenithal prime. If you're not sure how to do that, I've done a video that explains priming, and I'll put a link in the description below. And there's also a picture there so you can see what video you're looking for. First thing you want to do is make your wash. Now it is 1 part grey, 4 parts non-oil, and then 10 parts water. This is going to be a really thin wash, and you'll see how thin it is very soon. I've made a fair bit in it just so for the video, but you don't need this much unless you're doing a whole army of white scars. Now what you need to do is give your model an all over wash. Take the whole thing. This will get into all the recesses. This will slightly grey the white up, so that way when we do add highlights later on, they'll pop even more. The one thing you want to do is just make sure there's no massive pouring. So if it gets into the eyes, as you can see on the gun pouch, you just want to wipe away that. There you go, obviously off screen because it's a Matty B special. Now the way to get rid of the excess is just to wipe your paintbrush on to a kitchen paper, and there you go, see, it just wicks it away, no concerns. Now you'll see this is where I made my first mistake. I should have painted all the black bits first. Now I will put this in just so you can actually see that I am going to paint the black for this model. However, if I did this again, I would paint all the black first because that way I can touch up the white first. However, if you do it my way and you do get black on there, just paint it over with your chosen white, let it dry, and then just put the wash over, and you'll see it will just clear up and it will just blend in with the rest of the paintwork or armour. So it's not a real issue. It's just a lot easier to do it the other way. Okay, so now what you want to do is take your red. Now I'm using bold pyro red from Pro Acryl. However, you can use any bright red of your choice. And you want to paint the Aquila. You want to paint the shoulder pad edges. And then I'm also going to do a design on one of the knee pads and also the back of his backpack, just to give him that sort of white scars look. Now you're probably going to need 2 coats, but by painting over white, it's going to really pop, and that's exactly what you want. Okay, so you really want to be as careful as possible at this point. You can repaint it, so don't freak out too much. It's not the end of the world. It is a plastic model at the end of the day, but by being as careful as possible, you're just going to save yourself some time. Okay, to do the design on the knee and the backpack, all you need to do is do a big triangle central to the knee, and then 2 smaller triangles going into the larger triangle, and that's it. Nice and simple. I'll try and be as neat as possible. Okay, so while I paint this up, I just wanted to show you some different designs that you could do for your white scars. All of them look really cool. Okay, so that's now painted. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint the trim for the shoulder pads in that same bright red. Try and be as neat as possible. I absolutely just love this sort of colour design from the red and the white. It's like really eye-catching, isn't it? Okay, so do the same on the other side. Like I say, be as careful as possible. However, if you do make a mistake, like I've always said, clean it up and just go back in with a wash. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the grey we used for our wash earlier, and we're going to paint the gun holder, all of the pouches all around the belt. The reason why I'm not going for dark brown like you would for other Space Marines is I just feel the dark brown would just clash with the white too much. However, it's your Space Marine, you do however you want to do it. Be good to hear what your opinion, so please leave a comment which colour you would go for. If you were going to paint your white scars, would you do a dark brown pouch or would you do a grey pouch like I'm doing here? Firstly, I want to say thank you for watching this video, it really means a lot. But also just to say about, we do have other videos we've released recently from a crystal base, a brick wall base, both using old sprue rather than throwing it away. Also good to add sort of character to your bases. And finally a cork base. We've got a lot more coming, a lot more planned. So yeah, please subscribe and like the video, it all helps. Okay, so take a sponge, any old sponge as long as it's clean, and just dab everywhere where the light would hit. Now, this is my second mistake. Now, I did tell you there was a few. So I went for pure white rather than the darker mix I had prepared. So it should have been 2 parts white to 1 part of the grey you're using. However, for some reason I just went pure white. Now I could have left these things sort of out of the video, however I think it's important to see that mistakes are made. You deal with it, you work through it, and you come out with a painted model at the end. Okay, so what you want to do now is take the pure white and we're going to do edge highlights all over every single joint in the armour. And this is going to just help with bringing the armour, even though it's got a sort of slight grey tinge to it. So when you look at it, your eyes will say, this is white. Now unfortunately, this is one of the longer processes of painting white scars, is all the edge highlights. In fact, it's for any Space Marine. The edge of the highlights is the longest process. Most of them, base coat, top coat, highlight, highlight, highlight. Ah, you guessed it, more highlights. Now this time we're going to do 50-50 of the grey and also the white. And we're just going to highlight all the pouches, the gun, case, holder thing. I can't think what the right word is for it now. But we're also going to use this to do like all the scratches on the pouches as well. So they do look a little bit worn. Try and be as careful as you can. So just do a couple of lines one way, a couple of lines the other way. And that just makes it look like it's been worn and used over many battles. Okay, so being transparent, I did have to do a little bit of glazing just to sort out the issue I did with stippling bright white rather than the slightly darker colour to start with. But this is the final step. So you just take your orange fire or fire orange or a colour similar to that and mix it 50-50 with your red, and you want to highlight your quilla, the red on your knee pad and also on the backpack, And that's it. You've made it to the end of this. So all that's left now is for you to see the grand reveal, I suppose, and let me know if it was a total disaster. I don't think it was a total disaster. I feel, you know, I can learn from it. What's it's all about. Well, there you go, in all its blurry goodness. Thank you very much for watching this video. New video will be coming out next Wednesday. Please like, subscribe, and as always, be awesome. Bye.